The newest Pokemon Scarlet and Violet set, Twilight Masquerade, is just around the corner, and it promises to be one of the most impactful in a very long time. In this video, we're going to cover all the new cards incoming that will have competitive Pokemon TCG players excited and will keep the game feeling fresh. Some of these will complement current decks, whilst others are completely new archetypes that will hopefully shake the metagame and finally bring down Charizard from its throne. If you want to support the channel, you can use code tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 20% off for your superfoods at Amaranthi. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local C27 en el Centro Comercial Lotay. The most impactful card by far will be Dragapult DX, as this card has it all. 320 HP, no weakness, and a fantastic attack in Phantom Dive, doing 200 damage to the active Pokemon and placing 6 damage counters however you like on your opponent's benched Pokemon. This sort of spread damage can only be stopped by Rabsca's Spherical Shield ability, but with it being a stage 1, it doesn't seem too effective at all. These 6 damage counters can be deadly to many decks, and will probably lead to an increase in use of 70 HP basic counterparts of Pokemon such as Charmander, Frigibax, and Bidoof, but unfortunately the 2PG have nowhere to fly to. While 200 damage falls short to KO important Pokemon like Chien-Pao EX or Miraidon EX, Radiant Alakazam can help Dragapult EX make the best use of the damage counters placed on the bench to give a little oomph to the damage on the active. The biggest drawback of Dragapult EX outside of being a stage 2 is the fire and psychic attack cost, which in theory could be difficult to cover effectively. However, we've already seen multiple clever ways to help with this over at City Leagues in Japan, with Dragapult EX being paired with Xatu to accelerate psychic energy plus get some extra draw, Charizard EX to accelerate fire energy and gain another extremely powerful attacker, the Lost Zone engine to power up through the use of Mirage Gate, and even the long forgotten supporter Mela in a similar role to Raihan from the previous format. To top things off, the stage 1 Dracloak helps the deck gain a much needed boost in consistency with its Telling Spirit ability, similar to the Pidgeotto of a few years ago. With this ability, you get extra resources each turn, and you are encouraged to hold off on evolving until the last possible second to gain card advantage, something we've already seen be extremely successful in the Scarlet and Violet era with Gardevoir EX and the Refinement Kirlia. Dragapult EX's raw power, combined with the consistency of Dracloak alongside the multiple options available to power it up, make it the most formidable foe, and the one deck that might finally dethrone Charizard EX from the top of the format. There are other new archetypes that will pop up from this new set, but none of them have reached the sheer dominance that Dragapult EX has right now over in Japan. First off, Blissey EX combined with Munkidori and Frostlass is a cool new combo, where Frostlass damages any Pokemon with abilities in between turns. Blissey EX moves energy to Munkidori so it can use its ability, and then you move damage counters back to your opponent's Pokemon with Adrenaline power. With Blissey EX's Happy Switch ability, you can make sure the right Pokemon has the right energy during your turn, and return will continue to replenish your hand of resources so you can heal with Share and Scare or disrupt your opponent. Next up, Reaching Bolt EX seems to have found its preferred partner in Teal Mask Overporn EX, as that deck has been popping up continually in City Leagues. Pairing the extra energy attachment with the draw power of the Teal Dance ability, the Grass type threat, as well as the unlimited damage of Bellowing Thunder seems to be a recipe for success and what Raging Bolt EX needed to finally have some more success. We also have a quirky little new archetype based around the Festival Plaza Stadium card, which is also a unique location from the Scarlet and Violet video game DLC located in Kitakami. There are 4 cards that gain extra effects when the stadium is in play: Thwackey, Dipplin, Goldeen, and Swirlix, but the archetype revolves around using Dipplin to attack twice, and with it being a grass type, it can 1-hit KO Charizard EX for a single energy. Thwackey helps support the deck by being able to search for any card during your turn, and the ability can be used for each Thwackey you have in play. However, it seems like this deck is destined to remain in the fun zone, as Dragapult EX seems to have brought Charizard EX down in usage all by itself, and without weakness damage, the deck isn't very impressive overall. On a more serious note, we have Iron Thorns EX, which as the name suggests, will likely be a thorn in many players' behinds given how its initialized ability blocks all rulebox Pokemon abilities except any future Pokemon. Hello Path to a Peak. With a sturdy 230 HP, a solid attack to conserve resources, as well as plethora of support both for future Pokemon, but also to deny resources such as Crushing Hammer and Airy, this deck is sure to be a headache for many people, and very appealing to others as it fits a very specific playstyle of don't let your opponent have any fun. Next, we have Greninja EX, an incredible card on paper doing massive damage for a single energy, letting you find whatever you need for next turn, and having an attack that mirrors Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which was very powerful during multiple instances throughout its run in the standard format. However, that has not translated into successful results in Japan as of yet, partly due to Manaphy's popularity, but also due to the psychic weakness making it weak to the ever-present Gardevoir EX decks. It also doesn't seem to have found an ideal partner for it so far, but perhaps Frostlass is the answer? Finally, we have Palafin EX, which on paper has the best stats in the game for a stage 1 Pokemon, having more HP than even stage 2 Pokemon EX, and doing a massive 250 damage for a single energy. Unfortunately though, the way to get it out through switching the other Palafin into the active seems to be a bit too convoluted, and while the card looks amazing on paper, it has yet to register barely any results at all, even in more casual play. If you have enjoyed the video so far and found the information useful, please consider becoming a tablemon channel member through the join button down below. For as low as $1.99 a month, you can help support the creation of these videos. While that might be all for the new archetypes, with Dragapult EX being the only true new competitive one in my opinion, there are still plenty of individual cards that will find themselves slotted into current archetypes in order to give them a boost. The most impressive ones are the pair of A-Specs, On First Stamp and Legacy Energy. On First Stamp has found its way to all sorts of decks as the A-Spec of choice, as the disruption it offers is unparalleled. It's a stronger Iono that can be played in the beginning of the game, when your opponent might not have set up fully or thinned their deck and could allow you to get too far ahead. Now, you'll have to think twice before you take that quick KO, as the card is even searchable with Arven. On First Stamp might rival Prime Catcher as the most played A-Spec very soon. Legacy Energy is a much less versatile card, but it does give Lugia V-Star a much needed boost, as it seems that Pokemon has made sure they don't print a regular Rainbow Energy of sorts to prevent it from getting too powerful. This one-off energy has the amazing benefit of not only providing any energy, but it also reduces your opponent's price taken by 1 when the Pokemon this energy is attached to gets KO'd by damage. Now, there aren't any Pokemon to the power level of Amazing Rare Yveltal or Amazing Rare Raikou for Lugia V-Star to utilize, but it does allow it to run Iron Hands EX very effectively, as well as attack with Luminion V to potentially reuse it later on and also remove liability off the board. Next up, we have Tatsugiri. Although the name could use some work, the ability to attract customers is essentially a Pokegear 3.0 each turn when Tatsugiri is active. And this card, just like Mew or Jirachi before it, can probably be fit into many decks in order to help with overall consistency. The Surf attack will likely never be used in the history of the game, but Tatsugiri has already found its way to the Sapporo Champions League Miraidon EX Champion deck, and I'm sure this is only the beginning. Another Pokemon that is being included into a wide, and I do mean wide variety of decks, is Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. This card is essentially a colorless Radiant Charizard, as its ability Elder's Technique reads just like Excited Heart, and Blood Moon does 10 less damage than Combustion Blast. Given the colorless cost though, this can fit everywhere, and so far it has shown up in Lugia, Lost Box, Giratina V-Star, and others. In the trainers department, we have Carmine, a less powerful Professor's Research as it only draws 5 instead of 7, but you can actually play the card on your first turn, which is an effect we haven't seen in a long time. It has already found its way into decks such as Lugia V-Star, and I'm sure there will be others to make good use of it as well. Bug Catching Set is a grass-specific item card that can help those decks set up, and it's probably designed with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX and the Festival Plaza deck in mind. Not the most impressive item, but has its uses nonetheless. And finally, Jamming Tower, a stadium that takes away all effects of tool cards, meaning Hero Escape, Technical Machine Devolution, Forest Seal Stone, and others will not work, and is a great way to deny their usefulness. While Lost Vacuum is still a better choice overall, this stadium will likely prove to be more and more useful as we get more new tools, and especially if we get new powerful A-spec tools. I think that should cover all the new relevant cards, so hopefully this video helps you out with a solid understanding of the best new cards from the Twilight Masquerade set. But what do you think? Is there any card you're looking forward to that I didn't cover? Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Until next time!